Hello everybody, this is TheMagiBum here, and I'm going to be casting a 1v1. And yeah, this is going to be between Silent and DK. Silent is going to be the Protoss player, spawning here. And over here will be DK, spawning as the Terran player. And forgive me if you have any lag issues. I've toned down the graphics a little bit so that the frame rate should be a little better, and the game should run a lot smoother. The map here is well, I can't remember the map off the top of my head. I think it was Condemned Ridge. It's a 4-player map, so you can spawn at either of these locations, maybe here or here, but you see these 2 players are spawned over here. And I have to set myself to busy, so there we go. And wait, I might as well tell him that. Recording now. Yep. Alright, so back to the game. We see this unit here that's moving out. Probably going to do some scouting. See the gateway coming up, standard affair, chrono-boosting probes, and it looks like he's going to be sending his own scout. So both these guys are scouting out now. DK is he started getting his gas, finished off with his wall off, and yep, we're seeing Silent also take his gas. So oh, here we go. This might be interesting. We should be seeing the scouts cross paths, and yeah, maybe they might know why they're crossing paths. They probably know where the opponent is now. And oh, he scouted up the ramp. He hasn't seen anything, so he's going to go to the next place. So DK scouted all the different locations, and hence he knows exactly where the Protoss player is. At least if he hasn't scouted him yet, but he should know exactly where he is. So yeah, so now Silent is the only person who needs to know where to go. Let me put the production tab up, and we see an engineering bay coming up, as well as more SCVs. That's always good. We see mining gas. We see Silent here is actually not mining his gas. Is he fully walled off? I'm not sure. Looks like there might be a little gap there, but it's hard to tell unless he actually gets a unit in. We'll be able to see now as the SCV comes in whether he can get in. Can he get in? The answer is no. So Silent has decided to go for a full wall off. That could mean a number of things. It could just mean he's expecting an early rush. Oh, and what do we have here? That's interesting. This is actually something I spoke to DK about earlier. I think I spoke to him about it last week, and yeah, it looks like he's decided to do this. You can do this, or you can build an engineering bay as well. Oh, and I don't see how he can build a nexus if there's... Oh, he's got a thing out there. Oh, but he can't build it. Oh well, he's gonna build a pylon. And yep, he's pissed off. He's gonna start whacking away at that supply depot. The problem is he has to build a unit on the outside to be able to do enough damage to it. Oh, and he's a little pissed off too. So yeah, as this game's getting underway, we're seeing more barracks come up. +1. Yeah, it's looking pretty standard affair, really. Seeing a chrono boost on the Stalker, he really wants to get that Nexus out, so he's going to try and kill off that supply depot as soon as possible. One thing that he could have done was make it almost finish, and then when it's almost done, he halts the production, so he can cancel it whenever he wants to. Or he can build a bunker as well, and if he gets a Marine in there, he could actually cause some damage. So we're seeing this transition into a 4-gate. He simply has so much money that he has to spend it somehow. So yeah, he's taking second gas now because he's got so much money. He needs to work on the gas now. And we're seeing an expansion. So this looks like it's going to turn into a macro game. Yeah. So and looks like Silent probably wants to do some heavy teching now. So we'll see what his tech path is going to be soon enough. We're seeing the 2 tech labs whirring and burring. And looks like Stim is almost done, so he could go for a timing attack, but he has very few units. And he's actually queuing up his armor, so he's probably going to go for a +1/+1 attack maybe. And wait for a combat shield. And he's getting his third barracks up. And a factory, so he's probably going to tech to Medivacs, I'm guessing, since he's got Stim almost done. Can't have Stim without Medivacs. We're seeing 1, 2, 3 forges. So he's looking for heavy upgrades, which is which if you have 4 gases, then that makes sense to get that many forges. He's also got a Twilight Council, so he can get multiple upgrades. He can't just get the +1. Warp Gate is done, so we could see an attack soon enough. We're not sure. We haven't seen any bunkers yet from DK. He's actually going to scout out the map, see what's up, see if there's any anything of interest, and he has concussive shells and stim, and it looks like Silent has seen this army and decides he wants a piece of it. He's gonna try and do some damage, and these Marines look like they're not long for the world. Oh no, looks like Silent decided to let these Marines go. Stalkers are actually faster than Marines, so you can chase them down, and they also have more range than Marines, so they can shoot them down without being shot at. But we see now production is starting to build up. He's got his 3 barracks finished, his factory's done, and he's transferring SCVs. He's also building more refineries, so it looks like he's going for heavy gas. I know Medivacs take up a lot of gas, so that makes sense to get more gas. We're seeing Silence queue up a lot more probes, trying to chrono boost feverishly. And yep, looks like he's just gonna take a peek and see what's happening. And we're seeing a planetary fortress coming out for DK. Now this is both a good idea and a bad idea. The good idea is that this base is going to be safe. The problem is, one, it's not an orbital command, so if DTs come in soon, then he won't be able to scan as much. And also, like, all the Protoss player has to do is like walk past and go up the ramp. That's why the wall is there, but like the ramp is not within range of the planetary fortress, so it's not as effective. And we're seeing a lot of gas, so we might be seeing the standard build out of DK, which is the Sky Terran build. He tends to like that, getting Ravens and Banshees, and then transitioning eventually into battle cruisers when he has enough bases. But for now, it looks like he's just going for standard bio ball. He's got 1-1 done. He's building his armory now. We're probably going to get a second engineering bay. Yep. So he's going to get 2-2 really quickly. But it also looks like he's posturing for an attack. But I'm not sure. He's we see the Protoss player getting all 3 upgrades at once. He probably wants to chrono boost those out as fast as possible. It looks like he's been spending his chrono boost though. He's doing pretty well. And looks like both of these players are gearing up for an attack. Oh, and this looks kind of interesting. It's a sneaky little sneaky. And yeah, we're seeing another armory, so we're seeing 2 armories go down. So we could be seeing ship weapons and ship armor being done if he decides to go for that Sky Terran build. However, it looks like for now he's spending all his gas on upgrades on the bio. And then, yeah, this is a pretty standard game. Everyone seems to be like doing about the same stuff. This is interesting. I wonder who will win if this fight came into play. But it looks like Silent is just building up more probes. He's fully walled himself in, so like if an attack comes into his main base, he won't be able to get in to defend it unless he destroys one of these pylons, which he might have to if he wants to defend. Unless he gets blink, in which case he can just blink up. But yeah, so he's just adding more gateways up. His upgrades are nearly done. I think he's working on +2/+2 now, and his shield is almost done too. This is the power of chrono boost. He's probably been chrono boosting these 2 up here and neglecting this one, so now this one is taking longer. So oh, here comes an attack, and looks like DK is going for a random pylon, and he's going to lose his entire army and not really do any damage. And yeah, so we see DK, he lost most of his army, but he's transitioning out of it and into siege tanks. No bad monkey. I don't understand that. Is that an insult? I don't get it. Okay, apparently it's an insult. Okay, so we're just seeing, I guess, these players work on their units. There's a lot of probes inside the main base. Wow, that's a lot of probes. It's a pity you can't transfer these probes to the second base. The second base really needs it. It's only got like 8 or 9 probes working here. And well, looks like an engagement is going on in here, and he's lost all those stalkers. But he stimmed as well, so now he's going to have to build a medevac at least to try and heal up those units. If you guys remember those previous games, DK pretty much lost his armies simply because he overstimmed. So, yeah. And we're seeing the, customary 2 ports coming into play. And those things will start paying off later in the game, if it gets to that stage. And, it looks like DK really likes his planetary fortresses now. Before he used to only make orbital commands, but now he seems to feel a little more threatened by Silence, so he's probably going to turn that into a planetary fortress too. And now he's on 3 bases. He probably wants to transfer some SCVs, maybe build a few more. His upgrades, he's at 2-2 right now, which is pretty good, but the Protoss player is, I think, just finished 2-2 now. Let's see, what has he got now? He's got 2-2 and 1 shield, so he's actually a little bit ahead, I guess, in the case of that shield upgrade. And we're seeing no orbital command or planetary fortress here. And surprisingly, none of these players have actually scouted for like what the opponent is actually teching towards, or any expansions or anything like that. Let's see what DK's seen. DK's seen 2 bases, and he's scattered all the other bases too. And if we were to go to Silence base, we'll see that he hasn't seen a single building actually. Wow. But I'm sure he knows that the the Terran player is right here. So anyway, that's what they've seen, and we're seeing an aggressive pylon being placed. Probably gonna try warping in some more units. And this is turning out to be an interesting game. We're seeing the Protoss player's income is a little bit behind the Terran player, but that's simply because of mules. But the thing is, DK only has 1 orbital command, so if he had 3 here instead of the 2 planetary fortresses, then his income might be even higher. But and I'm glad that these players are actually spending the money a lot more efficiently. It looks like Silent needs to spend more gas, but DK seems to be doing pretty well. And it looks like he scouted all these pylons that were placed here. I wonder if he wants to warp in. Oh, yep, I guess so. So it looks like he wants to commit to this attack. And DK, seems to be getting better with a siege tank. I guess micro. He seems to be sieging up a lot faster. Oh, it looks like looks like this siege tank might go down. I wonder if he has enough for a scan. Does he have? Yep, now he has enough for a scan. So we'll see if he decides to scan that. Does he see the blur? Does he see the blur? Can he attack it? Oh, and the planetary fortress gets the kill. Wow, that was a cool thing. So we're seeing a lot of minerals being mined here, and he's transitioned into getting medevacs out now, as well as some ravens and all that good stuff. And we're seeing a lot of stuff coming out of the Protoss player right now. Oh, and look at it, he's fully mined out of his base, so he has to build a war prism in order to ferry them across. So that's a bit unfortunate, but what can you do? And he's actually building a second war prism just to make it a little faster. He's even chrono boosting it too. So looks like DK is supply blocked too, so when you supply block, just build more barracks. So yeah, it looks pretty even. The supplies are about 130 each, so that's pretty standard, I guess. And we could see a mothership in the future, maybe, but we know for a fact that DK is going for Sky Terran. So I wonder if he wants to get any building upgrades or anything like that. I know he's got 3-3 upgrades now, so his Bioforce is really powerful. If he wants to transition, he's gonna have to use his armories more effectively. It looks like his armories is actually going for +1/+1 on his mech, so he might actually transition to mech, but I can't see how, seeing as how he's only got one factory. Yeah, he's only got 1 factory, so that upgrade is a bit confusing. And it looks like a few probes are going to go down here now. I wonder if he's going to siege up. Yep, he's sieged up, so now he's in a perfect position to take out all these stalkers. And look at this, he's scanning as well just to make sure that there's no Dark Templars coming in to kill him. And he's killed them off, and There's only 2 siege tanks left. They have less than half health. So yeah, if he comes in and if he loses those 2 siege tanks, his army is going to be significantly weaker. So now he's just going to come in like a big bully and tear up the place. I wonder if he's going to stim. Usually this is the part where he stims and tries to kill off the entire base really quickly. But it looks like he's holding his breath for a little bit. He's holding it. He's not going to... He's actually scanning right now. Not sure why. Did he see a Dark Templar or an Observer or something like that? I'm not quite sure. And he's going to siege up on the ramp to stop his Bioforce from going up it. And... oh, 3 Archons, wow. And... they're fully upgraded too, wow, that's kind of cool. And, but the Bioforce is also upgraded and they're kind of walking into this base and killing off everything. Seeing, the War Prism just trying to ferry over some more probes. If you look at the income tab, it's still pretty even actually, and even though the probe count is higher for what's called for Silence, DK still has his mules obviously. Well, he hasn't been muling as much, but yeah, you might want to consider taking another base if he wants to keep up with the economy. But yeah, he's taking out the entire main base, which means that all this tech is going to go down, all these gateways. I'm guessing that okay, he's building a forge and a cyber core back in another base, and I wonder if he can get some robotics facility or something like maybe a dark shrine again. He's still got his Twilight Council, so he should be able to build those tech buildings again. He seems to be scanning a lot. His Raven has now come into play, so he doesn't need to scan anymore. I think, did he stim again? I'm not sure. It looks like they're all in yellow though, but I'm guessing he stimmed at least once. Yeah, he stimmed at least once. And he's got some medevacs as well coming into play. And they're gonna try to heal up this army again. And yeah, we see Silent just warping in more units. He has to hopefully get enough forces to take out this army. I'm not sure if Stalkers are the key though. He might need to get some High Templar with Storm or some Colossus maybe. Something that can do some splash damage. So even cannons, as powerful as cannons are against this big force, as well as the siege tank, there's no contest. The army will just die. We're seeing more barracks come out for the Terran player, and more expansions, and it looks like he's almost mined out of his main base. And funnily enough, the Silent's main base is completely gone now. If you want this base, you can only get about 1,200 gas, maybe. So that's a few High Templar, maybe, or a couple of battle cruisers. I wonder if we'll still see battle cruisers in the end. We're seeing him queuing up a lot of air units out, so looks like he's probably going to continue to go for the Sky Terran build. And these medevacs have a lot of energy, but they're going to be healing up a lot of these units now. So they've got their work cut out for them now. So now it looks like Billy's scanning around. He's going to find a place to go. It looks like he's going to go around in circles. It looks like his army's just kind of scouting around looking for pylons or any tech or anything of that nature. And we see Silent maybe gearing up for an attack here. I'm not sure. We see a Terran player, it looks like he's way ahead in supply. But he's also out of position, so if he doesn't either go home to try and defend himself, or if he doesn't try to kill some bases, then he'll let the Protoss player catch up to him. And yeah, the Protoss player's economy is absolutely ridiculous. It's like more than the Terran player, and the Terran player actually has mules. He's not actually muling at the moment, so oh, he's building more command centers. He's got more orbital commands too, so he should be able to mule more as well. The thing is, he's not muling because of the threat of Dark Templar, and we'll see if the Dark Shrine is actually up. I don't see it, but he does have a Twilight Council, so he can easily get that. And oh, we see a few of these units getting built, getting Chrono Booster 2, and Dark Shrine being built again. Dark Shrines take a long time to build. It's essentially like building a spire or a command center or something like that. It takes a long time to build. Oh, and I think he sees the army. Yep, he's scanned. He's going to siege up and start taking out this army. Although this army is 3-3, they're still Stalkers and they're not particularly strong. He's going to blink in there, try and take out the siege tank, but fails, unfortunately. And yeah, there's a Raven there too, so Dark Templars won't be as effective either. And he's got a couple of medevacs in there too, so he can now stim liberally. Yes, he can stim liberally and not have to worry about his army dying because it's weaker. Oh, and looks like the Void Rays have spotted the lone siege tank. They might actually kill it. Will they kill it? Yep, they will. And but these Marines look like they're stimming up. The Marauders stim up too, even though they can't really attack air. But yeah, he's gonna use that stim as an opportunity to run in and try and kill off his the opponent's army. His stim is worn off now, so he's gonna have to stim again, which he does. I know he loves to stim, so unfortunately his army's a lot weaker now, so he's losing a lot more forces. These Zealots are absorbing all the damage while these Stalkers and Cannons are doing all the damage. But 4 kills. And it looks like he's stimmed again. This is the third time he's stimmed, but he's got the Medivacs. Medivacs have run out of energy though. And maybe he can snipe the Nexus, or he's going to go for the probes. Looks like he's going to go for the probes. And these 2 Void Rays are going to have a field day with these the rest of these Marines, because none of them have a lot of health. So they probably won't be able to do much damage. So these Marauders are actually really good at taking out buildings, so you might be able to get this Nexus though. Although these Void Rays seem to be doing a lot of damage to these... oh, yep, that's it. That was a really close one. He almost didn't kill a Nexus, but he managed to kill it. We're seeing no upgrades on the air side just yet for the Protoss player. He's just starting to rebuild now, but DK looks like he's being a bit bold, expanding right next to the Protoss player. And yeah, it looks like he's got a whole bunch of stuff inside his main base that's not doing anything. A whole bunch of SCVs that are idle, a couple of Banshees, a Medivac with full energy, that could be useful. He probably wants to get some more upgrades on his either air or mech. Probably not mech, because he's only got 1 factory building siege tanks at the moment. And oh, we've got a siege tank here just to defend the main base. This is a good placement because it defends this ramp here and this ramp here, so they have to walk all the way around before they can get in. Unless they have an observer here, in which case they can just like kind of come around here and kill off the siege tank. But yeah, this is a good placement. And we see a lone Void Ray here just picking off stragglers. Getting a Marauder is always good. Marines are also decent. You want to kill off these guys so that they can't attack back. Yep. And yeah, now this Void Ray is actually charged up now. I'm not exactly sure how much damage this Void Ray does charged up. All I know is how much damage it does normally. So yeah, we're seeing him attack this Void Ray. That Void Ray is now dead. And we're seeing 2 barracks. He tends to build 2 barracks every time he builds an expansion. This space is almost mined out, so he might have to transfer to the space here, and maybe get some more gas. No, his minerals and gas are pretty high. So let's see what he can do this time. He's stimmed in. Looks like he's gonna do some damage to this army here. He's finished it off. And yeah, there's only 1 lone Void Ray here, taking out all the stuff. And does he have a Raven? Yeah, he has a couple of Ravens, so there's no way Dark Templars would do anything. I wonder if the Banshees have cloak. No, they don't. But it doesn't really matter at the moment. These Banshees are like underneath all these Marauders and Marines that have fully upgraded attack and armor. So yep, this Nexus goes down again. We see he's just kind of, the Protoss player is just kind of he doesn't seem to have an answer for this attack that's going on now. The only answer seems to be wait until he stims too much and then attack. But he's got 2 armies now essentially. He's got an army here and an army back here. And yeah, you can just walk in here and kill off this entire base. All these probes are probably going to die. But it doesn't seem to bother him that much because he's got a few probes here and a lot more probes here. So yeah, it looks like he's stimmed here. He's probably going to have his Medivacs come by and heal up. He's still got that 1 Medivac back at home. That could be healing up this entire army. He's got enough energy too, at least. Looks like he's walking around trying to find a spot to kill off that Nexus, and he finally does. So there he goes, and looks like he's going to clean up this base again. This is the 2nd time his Cybernetic score has died again. I wonder if he's built another one. Because if he hasn't, then he can't build Stalkers anymore. So, where is it? There it is. Okay, and he's also got +1 attack on his air. So, his Void Rays are going to be doing more damage. He's also getting a Forge again. I think he's already got all the upgrades from the Forge, so the only reason why he needs a Forge is to build cannons. And, whoa. That's why he has so much money. He can do this. See, like, he apparently wants the gas. He's got too much minerals. He only needs the gas for this now. And, I'm surprised they haven't taken the center bases here. I mean, Terran can just put a planetary fortress there and, that'll be safe. Any of these places here will be fine. None of them have actually looked at the watchtowers either. so they can't tell the movement of the enemy troops. But I'm sure DK knows that there has to be a base here because he's checked every other base. And looks like he's dancing his units around, or like zigzagging me or something like that. I don't know what that's doing. And now he's attacking, he's sieging up his siege tanks. His banshees are going to work as well. Ravens are going to be detecting any cloaked units, so those Dark Templar are not going to last very long. That was a lot of Dark Templar too, so I'm not sure what Silent can actually do now. Although DK has lost a lot of his large chunk of his army, he's got a whole new army right here, so his macro seems to be doing pretty well. Looks like the Protoss player is really starved for gas. You can build a lot of Zealots, but that won't do much against these Banshees, and they won't be able to take out these Ravens either. So yeah, it's looking pretty bad for Silent right now. I'm not sure how he can come back from this. He might be able to, I don't know, build a Colossus and attack at a distance, but those Banshees can attack air, so yeah. It looks like he's getting a bit of time because DK's army is actually blocked off, they can't actually go up. So yeah, looks like Silent pretty much has to start from scratch again if he wants to try and mine his way back to a victory. He's got a lot of minerals though, so he could technically build a lot of gateways and then warp in a whole bunch of Zealots, but like I said before, Zealots can't really counter Ravens or Banshees, so as good as that decision may be, it might be able to kill off his army, but it won't be able to kill it all off, and you'll eventually lose all your Zealots to the Banshees. And we see a second force coming in. We've got a whole bunch more Banshees, some Vikings as well, just in case. And yeah, we see a full energy command center right here. This could be dropping down a whole bunch of mules and mining this place out really quick. See a whole bunch of SCVs over here. It looks like he transferred his command center there, but he didn't transfer his SCVs. Oh, there comes all the mules. That's all the mules from one command center. Oh, we see some stalkers here. Looks like they're harassing the main base. But the Protoss player has 17 supply, 8 of which goes into these stalkers. So yeah, he's got a probe here and maybe a probe here and a few probes there, and that's pretty much it. So he's going to do what he can. He might be able to kill off this command center, although there's some SCVs here they can use to repair. And if he saves his command center, that might be good, but yeah, no, he's supply blocked too, so he can't build any more units out of this. So he's going to lose his command center. That's going to supply block him even more. So yeah, I wonder what these stalkers can do now. They can go after refineries or tech labs, but like most of these buildings are not really being used at the moment because like this army over here is the main focus of DK. And he's got a small force here which could probably actually take out this stalker force. Oh, he's run into some Banshees. If these Banshees had cloak, they could have easily survived, but yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yep, it's gonna go down. He might lose it. No, he's not. But he's gonna walk into try and take out some of these things. He's gonna target fire this Marauder, which is always good because Marauders do more damage against Stalkers, but to no avail. So all these, if we look here, we've got a lot of SCVs here actually being idle right now, and yeah, it's just it's not the best thing to do, especially when you got a mining base here that you can just mine out very quickly. You can get your gases out, maybe build some battle cruisers if you want. Like battle cruisers are essentially the ultimate transition, I guess. If you can get to battle cruisers, then you might be able to win. And we see a whole bunch of probes moving out. We see a random robotics facility in the middle at the top left, but that one's really low on health. I'm not sure if he powers it, he might be able to get an observer out or something. But like, yeah, there's not much you can do. And these units are really injured a lot. He needs a medevac really. DK needs a medevac really badly. And these probes are trying to hide from DK. They walk right past him though, but yeah, I wonder if DK actually spotted him. And yeah, I'm not sure what's going on now. It looks like it's almost a stalemate. Oh, and he scanned the base. He must have seen those probes go by, and he knows that the base is there. So he's going to be building. He's still going to build a nexus there though, but looks like he's just kind of playing cat and mouse right now. And I guess all DK needs to do now is just split up his force into a few groups and thing. And it looks like Silent thinks that he's in the lead here. He thinks he might be able to win this game. So, yeah, I wonder if DK's going to respond in kind. Oh, actually I win, huh. I guess Billy thinks he's going to win, so looks like both of these players look like they're in a position to win here. And we see a lot of bases from both these players at the moment. This base here is still producing units, and he can probably get some gas there. He has a lot of minerals, so getting these gas guys is probably a good idea. And big as another stint. Wow. And no. GG. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my commentary. And yeah, I'll see you next time.